Hamas militants continue their unrelenting rocket attacks on Israel. And Israel continues to pound Hamas targets in Gaza with its precision airstrikes. The punishing air attacks continue after Israel swiftly approved and Hamas promptly rejected a proposed ceasefire deal by Egypt. Now Israel warns it has no choice but to expand its offensive against Hamas militants. White House spokesman Josh Earnest calls the situation unsustainable and says the world is looking to Hamas.
All eyes now turn to Hamas and the groups in Palestinian-held territories who are firing rockets. And the question for them is whether or not they are going to abide by the ceasefire agreement that was put forward by the Egyptians.
Secretary of State John Kerry, who was deeply involved in Mideast peace talks that collapsed in April, decided not to travel to Cairo after Egypt presented the ceasefire plan.
Because there was this offer on the table. And we believe that it was important to give this offer an opportunity. And I still think perhaps reason could prevail if the political wing can deal with the military wing and Egypt can have some leverage.
Despite appearances, Washington is more involved than it seems, says Middle East expert Natan Sachs.
The U.S. is actually trying to do a lot of things behind the scenes. But the main reason you're not seeing the Secretary of State on the ground right now is that the U.S. can't do much with Hamas.
The White House says it is trying to maximize its leverage by using its relationships with Egypt and others in the region to use their influence with Hamas, which the U.S. has designated a terror group.
Suffice it to say, this administration, from the president on down, is deeply engaged with our allies, with the Israelis and Palestinians, and with other partners in the region.
But other global hotspots demand attention, and Washington will focus on places where it has leverage, says Kenneth Katzman, a Middle East analyst with the Strategic Studies Institute.
I think the U.S. is trying to focus on those issues where it can make a difference. The Afghan election, Mr. Kerry may have made a difference in that situation over the weekend. So I think the U.S. is going to focus on those issues where diplomacy and U.S. leverage is the highest and perhaps can produce a result.
For now, it is unclear what will stop the suffering of civilians in Gaza and Israel, where the air attacks and destruction continue with no end in sight. Mary Alice Salinas, VOA News, the White House.